Okay. So I'm at work and I'm opening a door and I'm looking for a doorstop and I pick it up. I look at the bottom of it.
The suspense.
I look at the bottom of the doorstop and I'm not lying. In permanent marker, it says, "Don't give up on your dreams." I was like, fuck. See, that's why I need to swear sometimes.
Yeah.
So I put it in the door. I was like, holy fuck, I need to call Marcus right now.
Could have been, oh Lord. You could have used a different word.
In vain? Anyways, so I call Marcus. And at that time, we didn't have a full concept done. And I was sort of hesitating just because of how I just wasn't feeling confident in my capabilities to do it. Mm-hmm. So I started hesitating with the whole treatment and everything like that in the concept. So as soon as I saw that, I was like, holy smokes, call Marcus. He's like, hey, how's it going, bro? Just open my mouth and start talking. I don't even remember what I said.
Welcome to the Coffee and Banana podcast, where we speak to entrepreneurs, thought leaders, executives, artists, and other cool people while grabbing a cup of coffee. In today's episode, we have the pleasure of speaking with director, photographer extraordinaire, Lukas Reid, also known as Lukavellii. Mr. Lukavellii speaks on his many inspirations, being from Calgary, and how he got into photography, and what Machiavelli means to him. All that and more in today's episode of Coffee and Banana. Welcome to the Coffee and Banana podcast. I'm your host, Kane Dabir, and we are here with Lukas Reid, also known as Lukavellii. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for the opportunity. I'm really excited to be here.
Of course. You're an interesting character, and I'm sure a lot of people would love to know much more about you because you're
quite
always
boring. I don't know why you invited me.
Come
actually,
on, bro. This guy, look at this. He's so humble. Wrap it up. But my man, let's start off with the coffee.
Yes.
What's your poison? What do you like inside it?
So, I just like it black. But today we're going to put some vodka in.
Oh, of course.
And,
in Lukavellii fashion, of course.
I don't think it's important for anyone to know what brand the vodka is. And that's not because we didn't clear it. I'm just saying it's not important because all vodka, no matter how expensive or cheap it is the same, virtually.
Great.
So a problem I have is when I go out with people and they're like, oh, man, let's get some goose. And I'm like, well, why? Like, well, we're going to get some mixed drinks. We're going to have some goose and juice or whatever the hell it is. Mm-hmm. I'm like, so you're going to get expensive premium vodka to mix it.
Yes.
So you don't need premium vodka then. Like, oh, well, we just want to flex. I'm like, okay, so you just want to flex. And then I'll be like, and then when we're shooting it, they'll be like, oh, let's get some goose. I'm like, the whole point of shooting is because it tastes gross.
Jesus. All right,
so
let's cheers to this.
The people at home, don't get scammed. You don't need to buy expensive vodka. Sorry, come on, let's go.
All right.
I just wanted to get that message out there for everyone.
Good stuff. Thank you, Mr. Lukavellii.
Top tip.
That was great. Before we start, since we're starting, might as well let's go right to it. Yeah. Who is Niccolo Machiavelli, and who is he to you?
So Niccolo Machiavelli is, I guess, the best way to say it is sort of a political advisor. He wrote a book called The Prince. He's written other books and other works, but that's kind of his most famous. Mm-hmm. So essentially, he wrote a book called The Prince, which basically told you from an objective standpoint how to obtain power if you were maybe looking to become a king or whatever have you, or a political leader. Mm-hmm. It's still very popular. A lot of politicians read it to this day. So That's who he is. So, yeah.
He's like, I was looking into him. He's like considered like the father of like modern political science.
Yeah, that's who he is.
So
totally.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
So is this guy one of your idols?
Not an idol, but I think when I read his book, it really changed me. Because I think when I was younger, I was sort of looking on how to do things. And I don't know if that's how everyone grows up. But, when you're 18, you're like Googling how to get rich. Right? Stuff like that. Sure. Just like how to do whatever.
For sure.
So I came across his book and I read it.
It's the internet, so there's a lot of things you could have.
There's a lot of things you Google. It's like, what's the meaning of life? Like, what should I do?
Wow, those are profound things to search
I don't ask those questions anymore. But anyway.
You're like, I know.
When I was younger, I read that book and it just kind of hit me. Some of the things, I mean, I'm not going to be running for any office, but a lot of those things are...
You never know.
You never know, but some of those things are applicable to a lot of things in life. So, yeah, it's just an interesting book. And then that's how we kind of did the name Lukavellii.
Well, explain that. People know you as Lukas, but come on, son, that's old news. Speak on Lukavellii.
Right. So with Lukavellii, how it turned out is I've actually gone through many different nicknames. That's because I used to DJ before.
What?
Yes, I used to.
Wait, I didn't know this at all. You were a DJ?
Yeah, since I was like 13.
What?
Yeah.
What? Is it true?
Yeah.
This guy knows.
So I went through different names that I thought were cool because the thing is like, and they could never be DJ names. Like you could never be DJ Smooth Hands or DJ whatever because it's just so cheesy. I feel like that was like an early 2000 thing. So it had to just be a name. So I went through a few of them and then I actually came up with Lukavellii towards the end and then I quit DJing. Mm-hmm. So I just kind of, but I always liked the name. I liked how it rang. So I just kept it. Yeah. And
that is cool.
Yeah.
Wow. You learn something new every single day.
Mm-hmm.
Well, would you say, what was that book called? The Prince?
The Prince, yeah.
The Prince. Okay. Maybe I'll check it out because you've been telling me to check this book out for a while.
Check it out.
Would you consider it one of your favorite books or is there like, if you had to like our audience listening, some books you would recommend to them?
Right. So I wouldn't call it a favorite book. I think it's one of those books that just takes up a certain spot in your life where you've read it and you don't really necessarily need to read it again. You might pick through certain parts of it, but it's not something I would read for pleasure. I think a favorite book of mine would be When I Stop Talking, You Know I'm Dead by Jerry Weintraub. That's a favorite book. I've read that multiple times and it's a fun read and it's insightful and you get something new every time you read it. So I'd say that's a favorite book or like The Alchemist.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love The Alchemist too.
Yeah,
that's a solid read.
It has a weird way of finding you in certain times in your life, I feel.
You know, Big Sean, he talks about that often. He's like, The Alchemist, I read that all the time.
Yeah?
And I'm just like, it's like isn't it like a quick little read?
It is. Yeah.
You need to be reminded often. Like, But I like Big Sean. Shout out to him.
Yeah. Shout out Big Sean.
Who's your favorite rappers?
Kanye West.
Kanye, that's it?
There's these guys in the UK called The Manor, and it's 3 rappers, and they just have such a fresh sound. So I like them. They're like my new favorite rappers. But of all time, it's Kanye West.
Okay. What like Kanye phase you like?
My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy and Yeezus is insane to me. Everything else before, like Kanye West Graduation is the first album I bought. So I was like 14 when that came out.
Well done.
Love that album. Flashing Lights is my favorite Kanye West song. But as a body of work, those two they just stand out to me. They're amazing.
Do you know who was mixed by? Ken Lewis.
Ken Lewis. Yes. Shout out to Ken Lewis.
Shout out Ken Lewis. Going back to the whole Machiavelli thing,
yes.
If you could live at any period of time,
yeah,
where would it be and why?
Right now. You mean any other time than this?
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's inherently the problem with that. I don't wish to be another time. But if I had to, someone is plucking me out of this timeline. I can't be here anymore.
It's a wormhole.
I guess 1920s France. It's a golden era. Everyone's there.
Is it based on that movie with
It's a good movie.
What's that movie called?
Midnight in Paris.
Midnight in Paris.
It is somewhat.
It is a good movie though. I'm not gonna lie.
It's a great movie.
It's a great movie.
Could have been a little bit better. I'm just kidding. No, it's good. But I think that would be it. Or I mean, maybe the 60s or the 70s. I feel a little rebellious.
But you're also black, so is that going to be hard for you?
Because you're still the same Jimmy. I'm still in Canada.
Oh, but didn't you say you're going to be in Paris if it's 1920s?
Oh, no. And okay, if it's the 60s or 70s, I wouldn't be in Paris. But
okay,
I just feel like the whole free love movement would be kind of fun to experience.
Of course.
It's like a revolutionary change.
Got you.
Yeah.
So Lukavellii, you are a transplant. You're not from Vancouver.
Yes.
Calgary.
Yeah.
So when did you make the move?
I moved here in April 2015.
Okay.
So so a little while ago. It was actually kind of a weird thing. I went to high school with DK. And then
you went to high school with him?
Yeah, I went to high school
with DK. Wow, you guys are all connected.
I know, it's weird.
Wow, this is so weird. I don't talk to any of my high school friends. They're like
Really?
in Australia, one's in Japan.
Oh, really?
You know, and that's it. Like I have 2 friends.
Okay, no, I have like the same group of friends. Like my 2 best friends, Nadeem and Jamal, we've been friends since 7. And then I met my second group of friends, like Tyler, DK, all those guys in high school, and Taylor. So,
whoa.
Yeah, so DK already knew he was moving to Vancouver, like in high school. And he moved to go to university. And I stuck around in Calgary for a bit till I was about 23.
Well, hold up a second.
Yeah.
Was DK good at basketball? Because he always talks about like he was all this whole thing. Was he good?
He's good. He's just frustrating to watch because he gets mad. That's the only thing. Like, it was just like, you just get mad. The whole team would get mad. That was the only thing with our basketball team. I didn't like watching.
What do you mean they get mad? Like they would lose all the time?
Like,
They're
if the momentum swung in the other direction and they needed to kind of get it together, they would all just be so mad, and they'd be like the dirtiest looks on their faces, just like
to each other or to the
everyone.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was hard to watch them, but he's good at basketball.
Okay.
No, he's an athlete for sure.
Gotcha. Cool. But please, sorry to cut you off. Continue. So you guys went to high school.
Yeah.
And then he had his decision to come into Van.
Yeah. And then told me to move every single year until I did.
So he told you.
Yeah. He
Okay,
told me I
shout
should
out
come out.
DK.
I mean, otherwise I probably would have moved somewhere else. I feel like everyone should leave their hometown, at least for a bit. But yeah, he told me to move at like 23, and I just kind of packed up all my stuff and just rolled over.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I guess at first it wasn't necessarily to work as a creative. It was just to move.
No, so, I mentioned that I DJ'd before for a while, so I guess that is a creative thing that I used to do. However, I never found myself
Sound
to
design.
be... Yeah, no, totally. I never would call myself a creative in those moments. I just more loved to do it, and that's all I was focused on. So when I left Calgary, I decided, I was like, I'm going to reinvent myself. I'm going to don the name Lukavellii, figure out what that character means to me, and become that character. And when I came here, everything just sort of fell into place. I mean, I wasn't actively looking to really get into any art form. I just said, whatever happens, happens.
So when you came here, like there was no plan of going to school, no plan of working. You were just like, I'm gonna be here.
Actually, okay, so when I came here, the way I'll say it is the smart sounding dumb plan was to get into real estate. And I don't mean that real estate's a bad thing to get into. I just mean the smart sounding dumb plan is just something you say to people when they ask you, so what are your plans? And it sounds smart, but it's dumb to you because you're like, am I really going to do real estate for the rest of my life? No, I have no problems with people who do real estate. It's a great industry. But for me, I just knew I couldn't do that. I can't be in an office.
Got you.
So that was like my sort of backup because I'd done sales before. So I was like, if nothing else works out, we can just sell stuff to get by and make money.
Okay, so you mean like trapping? Is that what you mean?
No.
Okay.
I mean, no.
Oh, okay. So we don't talk about that. Moving on. But it's dope, man. Yeah, a lot of people I've been meeting that they're all from like Calgary or these like small towns, and then they come to Van and they start their career. But one of the things is like, is there like an industry there? Like, let's say you were like pursuing the arts or just working in media. Is there like some opportunities there that you could have pursued?
Calgary?
Yeah.
Yes and no. It really depends on what it is you're trying to do. I've had friends that have reached certain levels of, let's say, like I had a friend who's really into fashion and now he works for Adidas, but he doesn't get to stay in Calgary. He's out of Calgary now. Like they pluck you out, right? So there isn't an industry or an ecosystem where you can actually stay there. And like, if you're really good at what you do, chances are you're leaving.
Gotcha.
There's just no industry really set up to support art, right? There's not like a huge fashion scene. There's not a huge music scene. There's not a huge whatever have you. So you have to leverage the internet to get noticed outside of your city. And then chances are you're probably leaving. So realistically, unless you plan on just hanging out there, buying a house and just working, finding like a trade or something, that's what Calgary's good for, like starting a family and, building a life like that. But if you have any creative aspirations, it's usually better to leave.
I see.
Yeah.
What's your background, by the way?
I'm half Jamaican, half French.
Cool. Yeah. And like when you came here, because like in Vancouver, there's like 5 black people. So did you connect with the Jamaican community or like any of them?
Well, to be honest, yeah. The thing is, you're absolutely right. There's not a lot of black people here. I mean, besides DK and Keon, those are like...
You just said half the population.
Everyone else is just kind of young, so I don't necessarily know them, right?
Yeah.
There are a few black guys out there, but it's just like, at this point, I'm so desensitized to it, I don't think about it. I just, I don't really walk into a room and be like, oh, well, there's no black people here, right? I don't really do that, so it's hard to say, but when you go to the club or whatever and you realize everyone's sort of, like, we're the minority, it is weird. But it's cool, whatever.
Dope.
Yeah.
Cool. What inspired you to be a photographer from the beginning?
Nothing.
Oh.
So the way I got into it.
He's like, me, I inspire
No,
me.
okay, so the way I got
He's a
into
Kanye
it,
fan for sure. He's like,
it actually was not
all me.
It was not anything like that. It was complete accident.
I looked in the mirror and then
I looked into the mirror. I took off my robe. No, I'm just kidding. So I was seeing a girl for a bit who had a camera, but she wasn't even serious into photography either. And you know how I like to... Can I swear on this show, by the way, just in case one slips
you can
out?
swear.
That's cool?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just not the bad ones. Don't swear in French, though.
No hate words.
Oh, that's okay.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I was seeing this girl. We were just kind of messing around, and you know how I like to fuck around with people and
All
just
the
say
time.
things, just talk shit.
Yeah.
So I was hanging out there. I was like, "Yeah, you should let me borrow your camera," and I was totally joking. And she's like, "Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you should take it. Yeah, go have fun." And I was like, "Oh, okay, challenge accepted." So I called Tyler. I'm like, "Tyler, you want to do a photo shoot?" He's like, "Well, what do you mean you want to do a photo shoot?" I was like, "Well, I got a camera. Let's just shoot." So went out, just started shooting my boys, and then what happened is I sort of got a surge of inspiration that I guess didn't necessarily notice at first, because a lot of the images that I'm creating and the sort of the aesthetic to them is images that I've kind of cataloged in my brain in high school. I used to be like a huge Tumblr kid. So
Tumblr kid?
yeah, huge on Tumblr.
Oh, that makes sense now.
Yeah.
So your porn addiction.
There's no, come on. I'm still on there. The porn's off. I'm still on there.
All right. What do you mean? You can't be on Tumblr and not see the porn. Like, it's literally...
I never really saw the porn to begin with.
Bro, like, there's actually a study. It's like, what social media platform has the most pornography? Tumblr was first, Twitter was second. How do you not see that? Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Okay, no, because the thing is, like, with my Tumblr, a lot of my friends had my Tumblr. So if I started reblogging or liking porn, people would just be like, dude, what are you doing?
But okay, hold up. So I'm a
And
Tumblr
it's savage.
fan.
I've seen some of the porn. It's savage.
The quality is really sick. So as like, let's say a fan of film or cinematography, you're just like, damn, did they use an Alexa to shoot this? So you could kind of like
damn, did they speed this up?
Some slow motion. No, it's like the framing is dope, but then at the end of the day, it is what it is. But going with the Twitter thing, one of the dudes that was running for president last year, so either him or somebody running his Twitter liked like a porn tweet, and it was a porn video, and then it went so viral that porn company rebranded everything to being like, this guy watches our stuff, so they went all this whole American thing.
Okay, so the weird thing with porn is that for the most part, everyone watches it. Okay, everyone. Doesn't matter who you are, you probably watch porn.
Gotcha.
So the weird thing is that you're allowed to tell your friends and your peers, and as you know, from me to you, I could be like, yeah, I watch porn. And you'd be like, yeah, I watch porn too. But as soon as it's made public, it's, whoa, what? You guys watch porn? Like, just in that instance, it's like, what? This presidential candidate is watching porn? I don't know if he's fit to run this country.
Exactly.
But realistically, he's just like us.
Yep.
It's a weird thing about porn. It's so taboo. And I don't get it. But porn's a weird industry.
And it's like the number one thing on the internet, is it not?
Okay, so it's the number one thing on the internet. And also recently, for some reason, in the last month, I've had 10 requests to direct porn. And and I always say no, and the next thing is, why not? You make a lot of money. I'm like, because my mother would disown me? Like, what's the point of making all this money and then you can't even talk to your family anymore?
Yeah.
It's weird.
Or you could just go by another alias, like Lukas Reid.
I couldn't stone face my mom like that. She'd be like, oh, so how's work? I'm like, it's good.
It's good. It was hard,
directing a lot of things. Can I see some of it? It's still in post right now. I'll let you know.
Yo, that is pretty realistic, though. Even the non-porn stuff you shoot.
We're producing some deep content.
You could have been like, yeah, it's in post right now. Because that is some of your stuff right now.
That's true. That's true.
This conversation went completely left, but moral of the story to all you creatives out there, make sure to complete your work fully, because you don't want to just put it in post over and over again, or else it'll be in the vault for over 5 years. Let's take a quick break. I want to take this opportunity to remind everyone that we are on all platforms, including YouTube, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast from. Please leave a comment where you can, and it'll be incredible if you leave a positive review on iTunes and help spread the coffee and banana movement. Today's episode is sponsored by Afghan Hemp. Choose the rolling paper that fits your lifestyle. And yes, it is from Afghanistan. They got the best stuff available in pre-rolled cones, standard booklets, and more. Make sure to check out their website at www.afghanhemp.com. That is www.afghanhemp.com. If I miss it out, it'll be in the show notes below. Coffee and Banana listeners can now get an additional 15% by putting promo code AFG Banana. That's AFG capital Banana completely spelled out. If you missed that, don't worry. It'll be in your show notes of this podcast. It's time for Coffee Tunes, a song highlighted per episode that the Coffee and Banana team believes you should be listening to. Today's coffee tune is 0202 2020 by none other than the Coffee and Banana team, featuring some of the best upcoming talent Canada has to offer, from Alana Wave, Lozy, Louis Rain, Big Prime, Corey Tamer, and production by none other than Praxis Sound. We have a full Coffee and Banana project coming soon, so stay tuned for that. But for now, let's talk about 0202 2020, which was released during the Palindrome Day that happened this year. We don't want to exaggerate too much on that fact because the song is hella fire, so you should focus on that instead rather than the marketing strategy behind it. But this track is perfect for dancers to vibe to, and we just want everyone to listen to it and make a TikTok bop to it, and be sure to tag @Coffee and Banana. And now, back to our regular programming with Lukavellii speaking on his upcoming projects.
Shout out Bryn, by the way.
Shout out Bryn.
Is he editing it?
Oh, you mean the Sans Pearl commercial?
Yeah.
He's coloring it.
Okay, cool.
So it's already edited by Zetrix, Tyler. So Tyler started the edit, pretty much brought it to about 95%, and then
Come on, man, Zetrix.
90%, and Zetrix put 10% on it. Zetrix just put a little touch on it.
I feel like Zetrix, when you put Zetrix to edit something, he re-edits it.
Okay, so here I am just saying what it is. You can have any opinion. I'm not going to get into this. They both edited it. Most of it was Tyler. I don't want to take anything away from anyone. Zetrix is amazing.
I didn't see this, so I personally I'm just saying that if Zetrix edits something, he re-edits things. That's his style.
For sure.
He won't be like, oh, let me do this. He'll just be like, I'm gonna change it the way it is.
Right.
But that's dope. I actually didn't know Tyler edits.
Yeah, and he edited it in Asia too. So he's like on the trip of his life. He's in Asia for 2 months, and he's with his girlfriend. And then he's like sending me like first cuts and stuff. And I'm like, dude, you're in Asia, just chill. He's like, no, but I got
And
some
I
time
love
right
that
now.
song that you guys chose.
Yeah, from Cole.
Cool. What's
It's
the
an
song
amazing
called?
song. Belt of Orion.
Belt of Orion. Oh
Yeah,
that
and
song
it's
is
actually an
fire.
amazing song because I think that's every, like when you're at this tier of filmmaking and you're making something like a commercial or something, like something for a fashion brand.
Yeah.
And you're thinking like, shoot, what's the music gonna be? Or we have to go get some royalty-free music. Oh wait, I know a bunch of artists because Vancouver's a haven for creativity.
Of course.
Let me call my best friend Cole. Cole, love your song. Can I put it on the video? Yeah. I'm like, Cole, do you also want to be in the video? Yeah. Okay, so that's how it worked. It just, yeah, it's amazing.
Speak on that commercial. How did that opportunity come at your table?
So it actually started. I know Marcus. He's one of the first people I met when I moved here. Great guy, and he's just one of those people that, you know, like we were. I think the third time we hung out, we were like just super drunk, and we were like, "Yo, we should just go to LA together." I don't even know you. He's like, yeah, let's just go to LA for a month, and you just feel comfortable doing that, even though those plans never come to fruition. You're just like, yeah, I could actually realistically go to LA with this person that I've never met.
That's very unique to you, bro.
You don't just meet someone and you feel like comfortable with them. Like, hey, like.
Yeah, but I don't want to go to LA with them. Traveling with someone, it's just, you have to tell them what terminal to go to. They have to get baggage claim. You have to split responsibilities. That's a lot of things to really, that's a big commitment, you know? There's family members I would not like to travel with. And then there's somebody I meet right off the bat and be like, yo, let's go to LA. I understand it's 3.5 hours, maybe 2.48. If you, I don't know.
He seemed like a straight shooter. I wasn't too worried about it. So I met him through that, and then I knew he was doing his fashion brand. He had done a brand called Minty before, and it was really nice. It's sort of like streetwear essentials. And then he sort of decided that he's like, you know what, I've done all that I can to innovate that sort of segment of fashion. Now I just want to do sick, handmade, custom pieces.
Got you. And what's his brand called?
Sans Pearl.
Sans Pearl?
Yeah, Sans Pearl.
Am I saying it right?
SANS space
Sans
PAROLE.
Got you. And is this brand out right now, or is it
It's out right now.
Okay.
The thing with Marcus's brand is, like I said, so he doesn't do basic streetwear anymore. It's more like one-offs and custom pieces. So if you see something that you like, if you're on his website, you have to just buy it. Because even me, I was like, Marcus, I love this jacket you made. I want to buy it. And then I kind of forgot about it. And I was like, hey, Marcus, can I get that jacket? He's like, actually, we're all sold out. So I'll let you know what else is coming out. And it's crazy. So he does beautiful handmade stuff, and I just wanted to collaborate with him. So we were originally talking about a photo shoot, and the photo shoot got so big that it just became a thing of, well, we just might as well just shoot a commercial then instead. We might as well just bring a camera out and shoot like an actual video. And he's like, yeah, that, I think I'd like that. So then we just did the commercial.
Dope.
Yeah. And it was interesting because I was coming off of like a weird time in my life where I actually was thinking about giving up filmmaking, and I was at work. I'm not lying to you. This is a true story.
Oh.
So I'm at work.
We're drinking coffee, but he's spilling the tea.
Yeah, okay. So I'm at
Praxis,
work.
put some sound.
Wow, you really are Crescent's brother.
Dun.
You really are Crescent's
like,
brother. Okay. So I'm at work and I'm opening a door and I'm looking for a doorstop and I pick it up. I look at the bottom of it.
The suspense.
I look at the bottom of the doorstop and I'm not lying. In permanent marker it says, "Don't give up on your dreams." I was like, fuck. See, that's why I need to swear sometimes.
Yeah.
So I put it in the door. I was like, holy fuck, I need to call Marcus right now. Because
oh, Lord. You could have used a different word. You know?
vain? Anyways, so I call Marcus. And at that time, we didn't have a full concept done. And I was sort of hesitating just because of how... I just wasn't feeling confident in my capabilities to do it. So I started hesitating with the whole treatment and everything like that in the concept. So as soon as I saw that, I was like, holy smokes, call Marcus. He's like, hey, how's it going, bro? Just open my mouth and start talking. I don't even remember what I said. And he's like, that's a great idea. We should do it. I was like, yeah, how does a month sound? He's like, that sounds great. And then we shot the commercial.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
Weird, right?
That's crazy, man.
So things happen for a reason.
They do.
Read The Alchemist.
Gotta look out for these signs. Cool. You spoke a little bit about the commercial. You're jumping a little bit the gun, but I like it. What's your favorite type of shoots? You know, like, do you like music videos, commercials? You've done, I don't know, hundreds of shoots, probably like with different models around the city.
Yeah.
But what's your favorite type of shoot?
So I think it comes down to the people involved, because if you're working with someone that is really open to you just basically putting your brand on something and your stamp, and they're just saying, hey, like, this is what we want to do. We want to do a shoot for our brand, or I want to do a shoot because I like modeling or whatever it is, or I'm a artist and I want you to do a music video for me.
Yes.
As soon as someone says, we have full confidence in what you do, so you just tell us how it's going to go down, and we support that. And I'm like, really? Like, you sure? Like, yeah, we trust you 100%. Those are always, I feel like, the best shoots. Like with Balam, for instance, like,
Gotcha.
Like all the stuff that we do together, it's a full trust. So I don't have to worry about anything. He doesn't have to worry about anything. We both trust each other to get it done. So those are my favorite shoots. When people come in with like egos or anything like that, and I don't know, they just bring something with from the outside world in. Maybe they've had a bad day or something. Those are when I feel like it's just not really, it's not fun for anyone, and we're just shooting. Right? So.
I think you made a great point there, and I think all creatives can definitely agree with you. It's just that you have your own style, you know, you have your own vision, and when somebody can come up to you and say that I like this, I like X, Y, and Z, make sure you add these elements because part of my branding, whatever the case is, right? Yeah. However, you might look at it and bring in your own perspective. Like speaking on the Balam shoot specifically, he was like, I like these elements. You're like, I got you. And then that was it. And of course, all the stuff was amazing because we understood what you brought to the table. But as a creative or working with creatives, I see that people are like, hey, I got you. Now you're almost like my slave. Like, execute it the way I wanted. 100%. And those shoots never go well. Like they never do, because creative control is cool. I understand that you just want to be like a rapper, or you want to be like, I don't know, a marketing manager that also wants to do the treatment of the commercial. That's cool. It's dope. It's a very fine line. There's a handful of people that fit in that category of being able to balance both worlds. But for the most part, it's like you're good at that, but you might not be the greatest at executing this vision. So just leave it to the people. And how do you, like, when you're facing the situation, how do you go about it?
Well, I guess it hasn't happened in a bit, but I guess you just have to kind of keep a cool attitude and just try to execute. Because at the end of the day, that's the really shitty thing about that, is because it happens a lot. You're right. And what happens, I feel, is if someone's really telling you like you're almost like their slave, and essentially,
Yep.
you have to remember that your name's going on it too.
Yeah.
So, you know, it would be nice to just tell people to fuck off and whatever have you, right? But you have to be professional. And
Of course.
And even if you know they're really tanking it wrong, you have to know which hill to die on.
Yeah.
So if you're going to pick your battles and be strategic, and then also remember that your name's going on at the end of the day, I think that's the best way to go about it. I think that mindset will carry you through most of those adversities. But it's nice to get into a place where people just trust you, right? Here's the king, or here's the keys to the kingdom, go.
Yeah.
But yeah, those things happen, and I understand it because people have their own investments or whatever, in whatever they're trying to get you to promote, right?
For sure. So like overall, it's just like kind of like find a happy medium. Is that what you would recommend?
Find a happy medium, or just be so good at what you do that people are really coming to you for that touch, right?
What would you say is your superpower?
My superpower right now.
Yes. If you could have a superpower.
Yeah.
What would
You
you
mean?
want it
Oh,
to be?
you mean if I take my normal qualities right now and if I were to put it into a superpower, or if I could
Yes.
just have a superpower?
No, that. If you could take your normal qualities and call it a superpower, what would it be?
Attitude. Yeah.
Dope stuff.
You ever seen me mad?
No,
Yeah.
I've seen every other emotion though.
Yeah. I don't really get mad.
Yeah.
I don't sweat the small stuff.
Okay.
So.
Are you the type of dude that doesn't get mad around like the boys, but then you're with your girl, you're always mad?
And it's just mad pillow talk. You're just
Yeah.
like, fucking guys. No, I just don't really get too aggravated. I don't really get stressed out too much.
So Lukavellii's exes, make some comments below. Be like, no, I know this guy.
I know this guy.
Gets mad all the time.
Freaks out. No, I think they'd say the same thing because that's the problem with like some of my relationships is they're literally getting so angry and I'm just so chill. And they're like, do you not care? You're not even getting mad. Look at me. And I'm like, I know, but like, come on. All I did was like a picture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, I'm joking.
Dope.
But yeah.
But
So-
talking about pictures, and here, this is a real thing, ladies and gentlemen. This is a real thing.
What's
so
a real thing?
I personally like Lukavellii's post on Instagram. He has great pictures, great content. But I
Thanks,
can't
man.
promote it on
Aw.
my story all the time, and I can't like his pictures
Well,
all
why
the time.
not?
Because there's a lot of I don't know. I would say that it's 18 plus or a little bit explicit content sometimes because majority of the pictures are not naked women. Sometimes they are, but I would say they are in lingerie, which is great. I'd be like, this is dope. But I can't I have like some younger people following me,
That's fair.
you know. And what if like my mom follows me on Instagram?
You don't want them to think you have taste. That'd be terrible, right? Just kidding. No, I'm joking. I
See
totally
Lukavellii?
understand.
I fuck with that. I fuck with that. Okay, for that I give you props.
No, I get that.
Weak high five.
So I think I used to be a little bit more.
But no. So, okay,
Okay,
I'll
sorry, go
form
ahead.
this into a question.
Okay, go
models just really like you, and they really like working with you, and you have this ability to make them feel comfortable, so they can like dress in lingerie, and you can like do these like themed shoots. How did you develop that, or have you always had this talent of working with ladies?
I wouldn't call it a talent. I would just say that I've always been around women my whole life. Like it was just me and my mom growing up, and then there was my grandmother and my aunt, and that's it. And then my many aunts, one uncle, grandma, mom. So
a
just
lot
all
of
women.
ladies, lot
Just
of
all
ladies.
women, yeah.
Okay.
And then always had like girlfriends from like preschool to like kindergarten.
Preschool?
Yeah, it was a weird thing. I always
You
had
were
a
getting it
girlfriend.
in early.
Grade 1, 2,
Is it
3,
the French
4.
thing? Is it the French gene?
Maybe I think it is.
Were you
I
like,
think it is.
like you were doing that accent?
No, just like, you want to be my girlfriend? She's like, yo, like I'm trying to go to recess. I'm like, I know. Like, can we go to recess together? And she's like, shit, okay, yeah, let's do it. No, I just, it was always just a thing. So I
That's
was just
game,
hanging out with
ladies and
girls.
gentlemen. I would be like, hey, do you play Yu-Gi-Oh? And she's like, get away from me.
Yeah, that's
I'd be like, I'm also good at basketball. I can jump really high. They're like, you're still here. So
Want to go to recess? Anyways,
it's all good. It's all good.
No, it's just always being around women. So that's just what I feel like. That's what I don't actually know, but I do. I've actually heard people tell me that they feel really comfortable around me.
Dope.
So I'm happy about that.
That's
happy
awesome.
it's not the other way.
Yeah, definitely. We hear a lot of the other
I
ways.
hear weird stories. Do you want to hear one really quick?
Let's hear one.
They're like, oh, Lucas, like you're just so calm and collected when I shoot with you. I feel really comfortable. They don't have a soft voice like that. They actually talk like a normal person. Sorry. They're like, yeah, I feel really comfortable with you.
Add autotune to his voice while he's doing that.
Because I've had shoots where the guy's just breathing really heavily, sweating. Like I'm talking about like when the camera's on your face, they can see the beads of sweat coming out. So how are they supposed to feel? They're like, what the hell, have you done this before? And me, I'm just like, do you like this song?
Yeah.
Okay, I like this song. Okay, shoot. That's it. It's just an energy. I don't know.
Yeah. But I do know some photographers. Well, I don't know them like that, but they're trying to pick up girls, and it's obvious that they probably, if they didn't have a camera in their hands, they would not.
So
be
they're
in that
trying to pick
situation.
up girls through photography.
Yep. That's very common, and like ladies now call them out, so that's cool. You know, there's like Facebook groups and stuff like, "Yo, look out for this person."
Yeah,
you
totally.
know? So that's kind of cool, but I don't know. Maybe like 10 years ago, it was just kind of happening.
So
That's what it
just
was.
okay. So I don't think so. So I'll touch on this really quick. I think that there's always been this is what I have a friend named Aperture Addict. His new Instagram is a fake name, but it's spelled backwards, so it's like a Namakafa or whatever.
Sure.
But he always told me
Local or
he's local, yeah.
Okay.
He always told me he's like, if you use whatever your art form is to get girls or to put yourself in front of girls or whatever, that makes you a predator. So you're not actually whatever you are anymore. You're not a photographer. You're not whatever. You're just a predator. And that always stuck with me. I think at the end of the day, we're all human beings.
Yeah.
So, if I'm into girls or whatever, and they're into whatever, and we have a genuine connection,
Yes.
and maybe we hang out outside of what we're doing
Yep.
later, I think that's totally okay.
Of course, of
Yeah,
course.
that's fine.
Yes.
But when you're putting people into situations where they're feeling maybe scared or it's just not right, or you're abusing, you're in a position of power, whatever the hell it is, you're just a predator.
Yeah.
And there's always been predators in, filmmaking and photography, but they've always been the minority, thankfully. So back in the day, I don't think it was more rampant. I think if anything, it's probably as rampant as it's ever been. So yeah, it's sad though.
I'm so glad Lukas Reid was able to speak on this predatory behavior that's happening in our industry, especially today. It's not a behavior that we should tolerate. Ladies, if you suspect unusual behavior from photographers, directors, or anyone in this industry, we highly encourage you to reach out to someone and talk about it. I know it takes a lot of courage, but we believe in you. Let's take another break. We want to thank the awesome folks at Afghan Hemp for sponsoring this podcast and sending some cool products. Choosing the rolling paper that fits your lifestyle is tough, so why not go with Afghan Hemps? And of course, it comes from Afghanistan. All of the world's drugs are there. JK, no politics. Yet. Available in pre-rolled cones, standard booklets, and more. Make sure to check out their website at afghanhemp.com. Coffee and Banana listeners, as mentioned earlier, gets an additional 15% discount by using promo code AFGBanana. That's capital AFG and lowercase banana. Full details on the show notes of this podcast. Definitely check out our Instagram and TikTok page at @coffeeandbanana. We'll be giving out some Afghan hemp products. A final reminder to comment, share our podcast, and help spread the Coffee and Banana movement. Check out our website at coffeeandbanana.com for more information about each episode. And now, back to our regular programming with Lukavellii.
Back then, it would be harder to like express yourself.
Oh, totally.
Now there's like these groups that like women could just be like, hey, like the actors group or
Okay, I
like
see
the
what you're saying.
photographers and stuff.
Oh,
like,
100%.
Watch out for this person
Yeah.
and stuff. I mean, of course, the Me Too movement.
That is
was
actually, I
huge.
never even thought about that because how would you, it would just be word of mouth.
Yep. These like micro groups that's out there.
Yeah.
You know, these micro niches. Cool, man.
And I just want to give a quick shout out to Vancouver Model Safety. So I do follow them, and
You do?
Yeah, they try to spread the message. So
Dope stuff.
So if anyone's becoming a model or whatever, you should check it out because they have some good information on there.
Okay, then overall, why don't you say, like, let's say a young model is listening, whether it's guy or girl, and they're like, I just want to break into this industry. I'm sure you probably get that all the time. What do you recommend to them?
Well, I think I would it really depends because, they say there's things like Instagram models. That's like a thing. I think my definition of an Instagram model isn't someone who just models primarily on Instagram.
Yeah.
I think an Instagram model is someone who's, the only reason why they're taking photos is to, in a sense, promote themselves in whatever way that is. They're not necessarily modeling for the art form. They're not modeling brands. They're just kind of modeling to maybe get more clout or more attention.
For sure.
That's an Instagram model for sure. But if you're someone who's really like, hey, like I look up to models and I want to take beautiful photos and I want to whatever have you, like I love Kate Moss, I love Naomi Campbell, whatever. Then I would just say to fall in love with the process because it's long and it's tough. And I think everyone thinks modeling is really easy. until they try it, and they realize that they're just standing in one position. Like, okay, is that it? It's like, no, that's not it. We're gonna shoot for like 4 hours.
Yeah.
So you just have to fall in love with the process and really like the art form and really give yourself up as a canvas for whatever the project is, right? Because everyone's sort of trying to create this thing, and it all comes down to trust. So you have to trust your photographer, you have to trust yourself, trust the brand, and everyone has to trust each other so they can make this one thing, right?
Got you.
Yeah.
So like if I'm just like a young, let's go with the guys first. So I'm a young dude. I'm like, yo, I want to get into like fashion or just modeling in general. What should I do? You know?
Well, thank God there is Instagram, because all you gotta do is hit a hashtag Vancouver,
Yeah.
find the photographers, DM them, hit them up, say I'm new. Do you want to shoot? Maybe ask 20 of them, maybe 5 say yeah, for sure. And just keep shooting. See if it's something that you actually like.
Yep.
Get some cool photos done, and then say, and if it's something that you like and you want to keep pursuing, then just keep shooting, and then maybe reach out to an agency and start doing some commercial work.
When it comes to models, like a lot has to do, or everything has to do with like their look, and their look can just actually pretty much reflect their personality, you know? What do you look for? You know, do you look for like, oh, this person has interesting hair, or this color is different, or this cut, you know, like if they have shorter hair.
Right. I guess so. What I would, not necessarily looking for anything, it's just when I see someone, I just know right away. Like, oh, I'd love to shoot you. If they look very interesting, that helps, you know. And I think a lot of people like to shoot very interesting looking people. It just depends. At this point, it just has to be someone that I feel like I can see a vision through. Something like, oh, I feel like this person would be a perfect match for the idea that's been swinging in my head for like 2 months. So I will reach out to them and be like, hey, I have this idea. I think you're the perfect person for it. But other than that, I mean, I get hit up by a lot of people, and I'm kind of at the point right now where I kind of start rejecting, and I'm like, I don't really feel like it would work based on what your style is and my style is, right?
Yes.
Whatever it is, I just don't think that we would have that creative mojo. So then that's all it is. It's more of a feeling though than it being like, oh, does she have the eyes? They're perfect. The hair, amazing. It's not like that. It's just like a sense. I don't know.
Okay.
And I guess it would be like similar to like when Crescent wants to rap with someone, he's probably just like, yeah, we could mess a track up. Or he's probably like, nah.
Yeah, well, it's, I think with music, it's different because it's like a fine line. One, it's business.
Yeah.
You know, so if you're getting hired for a gig, or if you're doing music with someone and it's like a feature or something, okay, cool. That makes sense. It's different. But if you're just like collaborating with someone, the vibes have to be genuine.
Genuine, yeah.
You know, you're like, okay, like this person, I like their style, what they're doing alone, and what I'm doing appeals to them. So maybe if we blend, it works. And that is sometimes enough to at least start the collaboration. Most of the time when it has been that genuine, like the product will be super dope as well, you know?
Yeah, totally.
But sometimes it doesn't fit.
Sometimes Crescent just needs to hop in the studio with Avril Lavigne. Just call it a day.
Oh, God. God. Chris is watching like, why are you guys talking about me? Like, there's so many other stuff.
Because he's
you know?
everywhere. He's omnipresent.
You have shot for, of course, Crescent with the commercial most recently. You've shot for 94. You've shot for DK.
Yeah.
Any other artists that I'm missing as far as the looks?
That's it. That's just stuff that's out right now. There's other stuff on the books that we're still doing.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I think so.
And like, you've also worked with Riverdale.
Yeah.
How have Riverdale helped with your productions or everything you've done so far?
Yeah, so I think how it helped me was, and I wasn't doing anything like big time on there. It was just like whatever. I think how it helped me was it just showed me how it looks from an industry standpoint. Because I had been filmmaking with Keon before that. I mean, Keon put me into this whole realm of existence, basically. Shout out Keon. So before that, he was just kind of like, hey, you should just maybe look at working in the industry for a little bit just to see how it looks. And I was like, okay. He's like, okay, I got you a job, so just go. And I was like, oh, shit. Okay, cool. I'll go check it out. And it was weird to just see, like, you know, the circus, like all the star trailers there, the crafty, everything like that, and then all the lighting setups and how many people are actually there. Like, there might be like 100 people on set. So it was cool to see that and see the scale of what filmmaking can be. I think that was cool, and it was cool to kind of pay my dues along the way. So it was a lot of fun.
Dope.
Yeah.
And like from the DK shoot or 94 shoot, anything you learned?
Tons, I think. I mean,
Well, DK is you have another one that's coming out.
oh yeah, white wine, yeah.
White wine. But let's say the one you shot
Options.
Yeah. What did you take away from the place now that it's closed?
Dre's?
Yeah, shout out to them.
Fuck, eh?
Yeah.
I thought that would work out. I mean, obviously they did too. So that was my first video. So what do I take away from it? Everything, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I have no right to be doing a video for the first time and having 2 red cameras rolling, right? So shout out Keon.
Yeah.
But yeah, what I took away from that is just like the madness, and I think that's when I got my first hit. It's kind of like a drug. Like I think directing sort of like a drug where you're just there's so much going on, and you're kind of just trying to make a product at the end of the day. I mean, you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? You've directed.
Yeah, but we don't talk about that.
Well, you've done some good stuff.
Oh, thanks, man. You know, I'm more so like my goal is this, and I love to direct, I love to write, I love to produce.
Yeah.
But my main goal is whoever I work with, I like to push them so it's the best of them. You know, so if I meet someone, I'm like, "You're cool. What can I do to make you better? Like, what is things that I can do to enhance your stuff?" And then by giving the creative a lot of attention and helping them in that way, it just naturally brings the best out of them. You know, I think that just like something quick, like when we did the Balam shoot, you know, you could have done that probably by yourself, you know, but like we ran around and there's a lot of other things that I had to do that I was like to make sure that worked out, and then you were able to spit everything out in less than 24 hours. You're like, yo, here you go, all that stuff. And like not just based on like the response you got from your fans on social media, all of his like following was like, whoa, this is really next level
like
stuff.
Okay.
They really like that
Never
stuff.
told me.
You know, so yeah, man. I think that so that's my goal. Like whoever I work with, whether it's Frank Pan, shout out Plan Z.
Plan Z, the only plan.
Yeah,
no Plan A, just
homie
Plan
I've
Z.
been working with like from like that's the OG.
I love Frank.
Me and this guy, we've been going out for a
Yeah,
bit.
he's awesome.
Pause.
He's a great rapper.
Oh yes,
Yeah, I like,
killing
I
it on
like
the
cancels,
Chinese
man.
game. Yeah, cancel.
I like it. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
Track. And then, like, of course, working with Zectrix or working with any director. And then Juan, when I worked with him for
Amazing.
Is It Enough? You know, just try to make the best.
Dude, Joe's literally amazing.
He's a dope dude. He's a dope
amazing.
dude.
He's so talented.
Yeah, man. He is.
And he knows it. That's why it's so scary.
He's cool, man. He's
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
you know what it is? Okay, hold up. All the best people are not from here. Think about that.
Aren't
All
you
the-
and Crescent from here?
Well, we're from Afghanistan.
Born?
I was born. He was born, actually, fun fact, in Pakistan.
Oh, no
Peshawar. And then we went to Afghanistan.
Okay, gotcha.
But he's the youngest of all my brothers.
Okay, gotcha.
Me. But yeah, we're not from here. We're all immigrants. I didn't know I was a refugee until later on. I was like, oh, that's what I am.
Yeah.
I just thought we were like, oh, we're moving here now. You know?
Yeah, no, I totally know what you mean.
And then later on, we're this. But yeah, so even us, okay? So thank you for putting us in that category.
No, I just, yeah.
You
I
know,
was like, you're
but
going to
it's
put
like,
yourself like that?
Yeah. But shout out, like, we, of course, been here for a while and we understand, like, how the Vancouver culture is, Coquitlam culture is. But for the most part, we just saw opportunity and we're like, let's actually utilize this.
So I agree with you for the most part. I mean, because people usually when they're moving here, I mean, you guys moved here, it sounds like when you were younger. But people moving here at this age sort of have an idea that they need to do something. They want to do something, whether they know what it is or not.
Yep.
So they're just here to execute on that. So when you say the best people, I don't know if it's the best people, but it might be the most focused people.
Well, focus for sure.
Yeah.
And like best out of like even the people we just work with. Okay, I think the people we work with and the people who we are around are of the best people in the industry.
It's like 1920 France.
What's up?
It's like 1920 France.
Is that?
Yeah, it's a golden era.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Hey, we're bringing it back.
Okay.
Like everybody's doing their own thing in their own like field, but we're low key killing it.
Yeah.
You know, if we think about it, we're like, damn, we're low key killing it. And then everybody around us we meet is also dope. So, wow, people are just looking at it and be like, damn, these guys really think highly of themselves. But that's the thing too, though. Like, you can't just like for a second be like, hey, I think I'm good at my craft. But I personally don't think I'm good at my stuff. I look at every single production I've done and look at how I can make it better and what I can do to improve. Only in like hindsight, like maybe like 2 or 3 years later, I'm like, oh shit, that was pretty dope. You know, that we did something cool at that time. you know. And at the end of the day, like you didn't go to film school, nor did I, you know. So we're out here competing with people that actually had some form of formal education.
Oh, and you know what? We totally left out all the people that we work with that actually are from here that did go to film school and they're killing it.
Well, it's not that we're knocking them down in any way, but it's just that they're of the best.
They are,
you know?
best. They are
so
the best.
they're working with us, but they're of the best. And in their class, there could have been like 30 or 40 other people, but
100%.
they're not necessarily doing their thing. What are the chances? Like, okay, even Frank, right? His DOP graduated one of the highest in Emily Carr.
No
you know?
way.
And now he's working with us. And Frank didn't even go to film school.
Who's
and
his DOP?
His name is Young, so shout out Young.
I don't know.
Just like this
crazy.
one of these Asian dudes, and he got of the highest grades in his class, and now he's working for Lighthouse Cultures, and CEO is Frank Pan / director, and he just picked it up in like college / high school.
That's wild. That's absolutely wild.
So it's like cool. Like we're not knocking anyone down that got their formal education or learned from here, but it's like we had to work almost extra hard because we're like had this chip on our shoulder. We're like, damn, we didn't go to school for this, so we need to get better.
100%.
You know,
I agree with you.
so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
Mr. Lukavellii,
Yeah.
what advice do you have for the young Lukavellis out there? For the young people that are like, that you can tell them that, hey, go get it, or what you got, that motivational speaker, because at Coffee and Banana, we're all about just like drink your coffee and just get it, like do your thing.
I don't know if like, I feel like, not to quote Elon Musk, but like no, not Elon. Who's the short guy that has a shitty voice? Gary V.
Gary V?
Yeah, or I don't know.
Short?
One of those guys. Isn't he short? I don't know. And
Shout
if you
out
have to,
okay, one thing. Gary V, I like him. Shout
like
out
the voice.
him because he's like such a his message is really dope. But a lot of the entrepreneurs that are like, go get it and do it.
So that's my point.
know?
Like if you have to be motivated to do something, just don't do it. But so I don't know who said that. I thought it was him, but maybe it's not. But yeah, so the only advice I'd give to younger Lukavellis is just keep making mistakes. Just keep doing it. Because there's
That's
not
a good
really a
one. That's a good
plan. I was thinking about this, like what really is a 5-year plan? Anything can happen in 5 years. I think 2-year plans are realistic. So I mean, a 2-year plan would be nice. I mean, a 5-year goal or where you see yourself, you don't know the map there, but you know the destination. That works. But just to keep making mistakes and just keep following through things. And I mean, Churchill's definition of success is to go from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm. So with that mindset and mistakes, just keep doing the thing.
Good stuff, bro. Good
Yeah.
stuff. You just gave me what a Kanye bar. Kanye just got interviewed by David Letterman. I don't know when this is going to be out, but do you know what Kanye said?
I saw it, yeah.
Do you know that gem he dropped?
What was it?
He said, David Letterman's like, you're really influenced by a lot of things. He's like, I would say my greatest strength is that I don't get influenced by anything. Something like that. And I was like, damn, Kanye, you're right.
Damn.
But he's right. He always just did his own thing. Or like he's like, I know this is right. And we're like, Kanye, what do you know? And then he gets another platinum record, or his shoes do well and stuff like that. He knows. And now Lukavellii be knowing.
Hey, that's how you got to do it.
So thank you so much, Mr. Lukavellii, for being
Thank you
on
for
the
having me.
podcast. Of course.
Awesome.
Of
Thanks,
course.
guys.
Thank you so much to Lukavellii for coming onto the show and speaking about his experiences as a photographer, directing music videos, commercials, and how he gets over the creative hump by simply creating. You can check out his great work on his Instagram or his website at lukavellii.com. Lukavellii is an interesting character, and he definitely has an eye for photography like no other. Check out his work that definitely belongs in an 80s magazine or maybe 1920s in France. We hope that this conversation inspires you to get your cameras out, or even your phone cameras if you don't have a DSLR, and go out and capture the frame that you want. But make sure to practice social distancing. Not sure when you're going to hear this, but it's best to keep your distance. A huge shout out to the Coffee and Banana team, production manager Cole Weststeyn, audio engineer Ryan Lohr, and our wonderful sponsors, Afghan Hemp. But most importantly, you for listening. Visit our website at coffeeandbanana.com for more information about this episode. I'm your host, Kane Dabir. Enjoy some coffee and banana on the road to greatness.